6 years to make this movie? He must have been in jail for 5 or something. Yikes. Earwig and the Witch. So Earwig and the Witch is the latest movie available on HBO Max. It comes from the Ghibli. It comes from the Ghibli Studios. They're that popular Japanese film company that brought popular films and projects like Owl's Moving Castle. And this was their first project that was entirely made using computer-generated technology over the traditional hand-drawing art. I guess they went that direction because it's supposed to make the movie feel a little more real, but for me, it felt a lot more cheap and made everything look stiff. When they're walking down the street, you see the wind blowing and the leaves in the air, and that really pops off the screen. And also the hair that flows and the color that they use, that worked well, but everything else, not so much. Little things like her dress blowing didn't really look natural, and that kind of took away from things. The movie itself is supposed to be about this orphan who finds this world of magic while living with this selfish witch. And I say supposed because I really felt finessed by the whole thing. For one, they said it took 6 years to make this movie. It's less than an hour and a half, give or take. So I really don't know where all their energy went into. The dialogue's not there, the colors don't really pop, and it just is boring majority of the time. The way they talked about it, you would think they were making Avatar or something. The look and feel of it really reminds me of a knockoff version of the movie Monster House. And on top of that, I feel like they intentionally made the words and the mouth not really be in sync. And I don't know why you would do that. Even though it's a Japanese film, how much effort does it take just to make the mouth work with the words? It took 6 years, right? Another reason I felt duped was because of how they promoted this movie. This was one of the first films this whole year that I watched a trailer for. And it makes me remember why I don't do that. They promoted this movie by showing the first 2 minutes of the opening scene. And that's really deceiving because it's nothing like the rest of the movie. When I sat down to watch it today, I thought I was going to get something like the Willoughbys, but I ended up getting a special chocolate cake like I was in the movie The Help. Everything is clunky and they aimlessly wander around quite a bit. The little girl starts at an orphanage, and the way that they transition her to her new place really doesn't make sense, and it feels thrown together. The little girl Earwig is cool, but I don't feel like they give you enough to add to her character, and there's not really a reason for me to be vested in her doing well. It also seems like the writers kind of pin themselves in a corner because most of the time when she's having conversations, it's with herself, and when she is talking to adults, they're usually just barking orders at her and making her do chores. There's no back and forth dialogue between those two that makes her character any deeper than the commercials we watch. And it gets repetitive really quick. 45 minutes into this thing, and I'm like, a long ass movie. No real meaning for her to be there, and overall, I don't understand. She wants to learn magic, but ends up learning more how to cook. And by the end of the movie, I feel like it's never good to leave an audience with a lot of questions and confusion, but they managed to do both. This movie probably would have been a lot better if they made it into a short film versus trying to stretch it out for dear life. With no villain, no real hurdle to overcome, this thing seems doomed from the beginning. If you're somebody that saw this movie and liked it, let me know in the comments below as to why. I'd really be interested in knowing. Even though it's a cartoon, it might be a little more mature for kids. They might check out just like you would, so I wouldn't recommend it for them, and I really wouldn't recommend it for anybody unless you're trying to go to sleep at night and you need a movie on in the background. All in all, I'd say Earwig and the Witch is a terrible waste of time, money, and good spirits. Like I said before, have you seen Earwig and the Witch? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and attack the comment section. Peace.